Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Wednesday, October the 19th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into the room, and it is a free room. I share my screen all day long, and I'm live on the mic between 9 a.m. and usually up to 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. If you'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, this is the link you can use, and you click on that link or type it in and click on it, you will see a promo code that you can use to get some savings off our either our monthly or annual versions. All right, well, I apologize. There was no video yesterday. We're having this open week, as we call it, open house as we call it, allowing people to come into the room for $8.88 to see everything we have to offer for the week. You can guess that there were a lot of technical questions, support questions, so I really wasn't able to pay any attention to trading, to be honest. Now, I do want to say one thing. I was talking, just as I was leaving the room, I was talking about getting into CF. I did take CF at 24.17 just as I was starting to get into this video. This is a Holly trade, so I'm in at 24.17. And the reason I'm in, take a look at the daily chart. Not spectacular, but there is a little bit of a void area right here. So again, I'm in at 24.17, and just as I was leaving the room and started this video, preparing for the video is when I took the trade. So again, in at 24.17. You can see the alert that I had here. It's really, it's right around that area. So anyway, see how that works. I will be eyeballing that as I'm doing the video. Now, other one I'm in is CRC. CRC, another Holly trade. Actually, I've done 3 Holly trades today. CRC, LC, actually 4 now. The CF is a Holly trade. And now I apologize if you're hearing some chiming in the background. I believe it's coming from the trading room, and I'm not 100% sure how to turn it off quickly. So I'll just kind of go through this video, and so just put up with the little bit of noise in the background. Holly, let's see, CRC, here was the alert at 12:32, and now this is right at if we look at the daily chart, and this is what I said in the room, I was anticipating a lot of resistance here. Remember, the alert is in this area. I'm in at 12:44, right in this area here, and I said I thought it would be more or less a scalp, because I did anticipate a lot of resistance in this area, and that seems to be happening. But I'm in it, 12:44. I got out some at 12:51, and that's I'm just kind of hanging on to see whether or not it can break through this area and maybe make a bit of a challenge onto 13. So that's the one I'm still in. This one turned out really nicely. I got more out of this than I actually thought. Steel Dynamics. I believe that they are releasing earnings this afternoon once the market closes. So it's possible that's why there's a little bit of excitement on here. The Holly alert came at 24.99, right there at 24.99. I watched this little pullback, put an alert, a price alert at 25, about 25.10 or so, 25.12. Took the trade right here at 25.15, and took some off at 25.30. Took some more off up in this area, and then as it broke down here, I'm out the balance. But got more out of this than I actually thought, because again, when I looked at the resistance on the daily, I thought, here's where, see, it's amazing how that works. There's the high, and that's kind of where I thought we'd run into some resistance. So there were 2 Holly trades, worked out very nicely. Excuse me. This next one, another Holly trade. I knew this one had the potential to really rip, but I also do know that this is one that can be very, very tough to trade. And the actual alert, see if I can find it, the actual alert was at 16:05. Look at this candle here. Now it went up very quickly, and I think this is one of those ones that is, it might be on the nickel spread rule. I'm not 100% sure, but at any rate, I tried to, bottom line is I ended up taking the trade at 16.20. This looks pretty good, but this is not really, you could not have sold it up there. I sold some at 16.30, and then on the way down at 16.15, took a 5-cent loss on the second bit, 10-cent gain on the first bit. So It was a difficult one because, first of all, it just stalled. After this move up, it just stalled, didn't really trade. This can be incredibly whippy. Take a look at the daily chart, and this is the only reason I did it, because if you really back it out, there's not a lot of, you have to go back quite a ways to see some resistance. So, back in over a year ago, sometime like July of 2015, 1915, 2015. So that's the only reason I really took the trade. Thought, well, maybe it can surge up, get into close to that 17 level. It just didn't happen. So is that it? Oh, LC. LC was another Holly trade. That's right. I actually got stopped out of this one. Lot in the float in this one. I think there's 250 million or so in the float in this one. The actual alert. Let's get back to a 15-minute time frame. So the actual alert, LC, occurred at 5:03. All right. So I ended up taking the trade right here at, I think it was 5:05, and then when it broke down through 5. I gave it a little extra room. Sometimes, I'll just take the trade out right if it breaks under that whole number. I gave it a little extra room and ended up taking the trade out at 496. Now it did pop back up, and it's too bad. Obviously, if I'd been able to hold on for even one more penny, it would have been not too bad. At least I would have got out without a loss. But anyway, that's just the way it works. And let's see, the CF is still working okay. And again, what am I looking at here? I've got to remind myself where I think resistance. Yeah, so the resistance is probably definitely in this area. Still have, maybe 20 or 30 or 40 cents. Never know. If it got into the high 30s, I'd be probably taking some out. So we'll have to see. I'll get back to the room and really examine this one. We're getting a lot of Holly alerts too. It's funny. We've had this open house now Monday and Tuesday, of course, and now today's Wednesday, the 3 days. I haven't seen Holly this active 3 days in a row, I don't think ever. Which makes it a little bit of a challenge because you have a lot of alerts you're trying to manage. We can't get into every trade, of course, and we do watch the risk on and the risk off columns to see how far apart they are. I personally would prefer maybe 10 to 15 trades a day. It just has worked out that this week we've just had a lot of trades, and so it's been sort of exciting. Unfortunately, the first 2 days I really had to spend more time on tech support with people having there were login issues and just general questions about how do you do this, how do you do that. Today it wasn't quite so bad, though we had an Omnovia problem at the beginning. So that kind of put a damper on the first 45 minutes for me. But anyway, CF seems to be working pretty well, and I'll have to see what happens with it. So I'm going to close this down, and again, this is how to get into the trading room. Free room, no strings attached. I share my screen all day long, and I am live on the mic between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Usually open the room at about 8:45 Eastern time, of course, and that's when we start taking a look at the pre-market. See what stocks are moving up, moving down, and maybe make a plan for a couple of them to see if there's any follow through. Though, quite frankly, a lot of the most of the time in the last little while, it's been the stocks that on the open, and certainly the trades from Holly, that have given us the best look. So, not that I will not still do my pre-market work, because there'll be days that Holly will be a little slow, and sometimes things won't trigger in my other alert windows. So that's why it's excellent to have a plan going in of watching some stocks. All right. Well, thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.